It is exactly 9 o'clock on News and Views right here on Salam Media. And let me give you a quick reminder that this hour of News and Views is generously sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. Welcome. And we're now going to be talking to political analyst Levy Ndou. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And we are going to be looking at I don't know if you call it ridiculous or outrageous, but we understand that the controversial YouTube celebrity Roman Kabanak is the closest thing that South Africa has to America's Tucker Carlson. He is now the head of DA leader John Steenhuisen's ministerial office. Goodness me, what on earth is going on here? He's now been appointed as their chief of staff, John Steenhuisen's right-hand man. How comfortable are you about this appointment? And do you believe that we should just be quiet about it and let it be business as usual? Or should we be asking all of those very hard questions? Welcome, Levi. Lovely to have you on the show.
Good morning to you, Julie Ali. Good morning to the viewers at home. Thank you for having me.
Your response to my opening statement, is this something we should just forget about? Or is it time to ask some very serious questions?
Every appointment that is made by politicians would raise some eyebrows, and it will be very fair for people to talk about it, to ask questions, to know exactly what could have been the intention for certain people to be appointed. We have had in the past ministers who would make appointments, and ordinary people on the ground would raise issues, colleagues will raise issues, and other political parties would also raise issues. This appointment by John Steenhuisen is coming at the time when the DA has been questioning the cadre deployment practiced by the ANC. And it would appear as if at the heart of the discussion and the argument, it's about the eligibility of certain people that have been appointed into certain positions by ministers and by government. And I see the Democratic Alliance taking the same route of appointing people that will raise eyebrows and, of course, many questions being raised. I think it is also important, to talk about what is it that politicians would be looking at when they make this kind of appointments. And the unfortunate part is that the guidelines are quite very, very slim, and it creates a situation where anybody and everybody could easily qualify to be appointed by ministers because the requirements are not as clear as expected.
Is this a situation of tit for tat? Because we do know that the DA, when they were the official opposition party, really watched every move by the ANC with hawk eyes, so to speak. So do you think, as far as other political parties are concerned, it's really a matter of tit for tat? Or are there serious concerns here? Is the man qualified enough? We understand that he has an LLB degree from WITS, but apparently never practiced law and describes himself instead as a legal consultant. According to Steenhuisen, he has many years of experience in deceased estates. Does he have the qualifications to be holding this position within government?
It is unfortunate that this has nothing to do with a qualification. It is unfortunate also that here we look at the discretion of the minister. And that is what we've seen happening in many departments and on numerous occasions. At least this one has a degree. There are people that have been appointed in the past without even a post metric qualification. But I know that the concerns as you are raising would be those concerns that could be raised by many other ordinary citizens. Because what most people would expect would be that the minister, the departments should be able to employ people that will be able to provide quality service, people that will are there who are having very good skills and relevant qualifications for such portfolios. And the unfortunate part is that it is not only with John Steenhuisen, it is also with other departments that when such this kind of appointments are made, a serious consideration has to be looked at that has to look at the relevancy, the skills, and the expertise of individuals that are appointed. And this one takes us back to the issue that I raised earlier that the Democratic Alliance has been quite vocal on issues that relates to people that are appointed without proper skills and qualifications, and indeed challenged the deployment policy of the ANC. And I think now it is time that they also acknowledge that whether they call it in a different name, this is indeed a deployment by John Steenhuisen.
Okay, let me share something with you that was expressed by Rebecca Davis of the Daily Maverick. And I quote, on his podcast, Kabanak has certain recurring preoccupations, taunting environmentalists and expressing contempt for concepts like green energy or the just transition, raging against South African NGOs and railing against the decline of the West. He is the mouthpiece for standard talking points of the alt right, including the concept of the Great Reset, a conspiracy theory about socialist globalists pulling the strings. That's quite a heavy statement. Your thoughts?
Indeed, it's a very heavy statement in the sense that it describes the appointed individual. It also highlights to all of us exactly where this person stands. But at the same time, it also talks to what would have been the main factors that would have influenced John Steenhuisen to make this kind of an appointment. And I think what we also need to check would be how does he therefore relate with the Democratic Alliance, and also maybe at a personal level with John Steenhuisen himself, because in most instances, political parties might provide guidance and or advice on who are the people that are supposed to be appointed, but also at the same time, ministers could therefore exercise their own prerogatives in terms of this kind of appointments. But the issue at hand is that as long as we do not have clear guidelines, as long as ministers are given free space to make any form of appointments, these are the situations that we're going to see, not now, in the future. And that talks to the fact that this could not be the end of this kind of appointments, and we're still going to see more of this kind happening in the future.
Well, interesting times ahead, not only as far as DA appointments are concerned, but all political parties. So for now, it's a wait and see situation. We'll see if he does perform and what the other political parties are going to say and also object to when all of the issues are raised by the DA. Before I leave you, I just need to clarify something, please, with due respect to you. Is it Dr. Levi or Professor Levi?
I am Dr. Levy Ndou. Thank you so much, Julie Ali.
Wonderful talking to you as always. You go well and keep safe. God bless.
You're always welcome. Thank you so much.
It is exactly 10 after 9 o'clock, and we're moving along in the second hour of the show right here on Salam Media to keep us company for the next while, inshallah, right up until 10 o'clock.